First Blood, the Scarlet Killer, piloted by the working man's hero, Rob Fuchs. The Challenger, the high-spirited, thoroughbred black stallion, pushed to its limits by hungry monster man Mike Butters. Two young warriors clash in an all-out war to decide this U.S. Hot Rod Association Championship. ESPN, the world leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speedworld.
I'm Chris Chapman at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, where inside we'll see monster trucks and car-smashing side-by-side action.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tampa Stadium and the granddaddy of all super-modified mud racing championships. I'm Brett Kepner, and every year the super-modified's elite gathers here at Tampa Stadium to battle in the biggest single super-modified championship in this sport. Without a doubt, the Super Bowl of motorsports year in and year out is the wildest of the wild. More than 24 of the best mud racers in the world will prepare for an onslaught in the U's. Plus, we'll take a look at the history of monster trucks and how these behemoths began auto-stopping, while 8 of the meanest monsters of the world square off in side-by-side wrecking mania. Welcome to the 1991 Monster Truck Challenge Series. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Capitol Center at Landover, Maryland. We are just about ready to begin qualifying for an 8-truck open field on a 125-foot-long straight short course. The first man up is the man who has dominated the U.S. Hot Rod Association Camel Monster Truck Series so far, Rob Fuchs. The First Blood Ford, first truck out, will get a chance to set the pace for this qualified field. The elapsed time, 2.65 seconds on a huge leap that almost found Fuchs caught in the last crush car. When the first truck comes out and the cars haven't been flattened yet, things can get wild. Mike Beeler and the Wrecker Chevrolet, extremely competitive, leaves the line. And he, too, puts down a reasonable effort, 3.35 seconds. We've seen Beeler so far this year in the 1991 Challenge Series performing extremely well. He should be a driver to reckon with here at this event. The next machine up at the starting line, as Beeler heads for the pits, is the local hero from Maryland, Michael Vaughters in the Black Stallion Ford. Carrying the front wheels, a beautiful leap, but an incredibly hard landing. All kinds of body panel damage, and Vodder knows it. The crowd goes wild, but he has serious front-end differential damage, and he knows it. He's waving to the officials signifying he's okay, and obviously the flat right front tire won't make him any happier about the situation. Vaughters, with a home-built machine that he created himself 3 seasons ago, has done extremely well. Look at the replay and pay close attention to his white helmet. Unbelievable hit that qualifies number 1 at 2.25 seconds. Chris Chapman has him.
Why do you continue to come out here on these qualifying runs and tear the truck up?
Well, like I said, the truck's all experimental, and we're just trying to work the bugs out. And we got it, we want to work fast because the sport's progressing faster and faster. The trucks are going faster and faster, and we want to try and get a jump on everybody.
Did it make you a little bit nervous when you came down? It looked like you were getting ready to go end over end.
Well, these tires are new, are lightweight and a lightweight wheel, and I wasn't really sure what happened. I just knew to stay on the gas or I'm going to end up on my lid.
Well, let's get back to work. Good luck with it. If you can get it back together, and we'll see you later tonight.
Thanks a lot.
A very competitive Mike Butters in the Black Stallion. This guy is giving it all he's got.
It will be amazing if he can repair that damage and return for the continuation of this event, but we still have an awful lot of qualifying to go. Right now, the Black Stallion Ford leads qualifying, but Butters will have to repair the front end, 1 flat tire, and several body panels that were damaged on that crash. We've still got some of the best in the sport to come, including Les Anderson and the Gravedigger and many more. Stay with us.
Now you can get lead.
That wild ride has Michael Vauders, currently the #1 qualifier, thrashing in the pit area just to get ready to continue in eliminations. Meanwhile, here at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, we've got more qualifying to come. How about a 1968 Ford Mustang Monster Machine? It's the Pony Express of Anthony Fortier. Supercharged Ford power in an incredible ride.
Anthony, why did you take a car and turn it into a truck of sorts?
Oh, we started looking around. There were more trucks out there than anything else. We were looking to make something a little different, build something that would catch the eye of more people, and we figured we'd start off from the ground up. When we came time for a body, we looked around, we found the Mustang laying around, and started putting it together, started looking real nice. So we kept going. A lot of people liked it around the neighborhood. So we just kept building. It came to be what it is right now. The Mustang's a little bit higher in height, and it's a lot shorter in wheelbase. Makes it real hard to handle. The wheelbase is on, it's very short, so you can get out of control very easy.
And one would certainly think that the driver is much farther back on the chassis than he would be in a truck. Fortier leaves the starting line. The Mustang on a bouncing shutdown ride will qualify for this field. The elapsed time, 3.25 seconds. That'll be good for the #3 spot right now. The stiff chassis, you can see, gives him quite a bounce down at the finish line when that thing returns to earth. Fortier will head back to the pit area to get ready for eliminations. Meanwhile, it's the Star Monster of Dan Tesori. And Tesori comes up with a decent run, 3.18 seconds. That will put him in the #3 spot in this field with one of the best-looking showpieces in this competition. As the Star Monster heads back for the pit area, it will be the crowd favorite. The green 1950 Chevrolet of Dennis Anderson, driven by Brother Les, the Gravedigger. A little sideways at the finish line, but that run looked just as strong as some of the others we've seen. The elapsed time, 3.13 seconds. That will put Les Anderson, #3 in the field. So, qualifying ends with the top 7 machines led by the Black Stallion of Michael Vauders at 2.25 seconds, just slightly ahead of the First Blood Ford, the all-conquering Rob Fuchs at 2:65. Can the Black Stallion make it back for eliminations? We're just about ready to go into the first battle of side-by-side competition. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Capitol Center at Landover, Maryland, and we are just about ready for the first round of side-by-side competition. Qualifying is completed, and the big story is that Michael Vauders has repaired the Black Stallion Ford. The #1 qualifier will be back in the first round of eliminations. But first up, it'll be the incredible Ford Mustang called Pony Express of Anthony Fortier. He'll be up against the dominant force in U.S. Hobbit Association Monster Truck Racing this year, Rob Fuchs in the First Blood Ford. They leave the line. Finish line, it's a full truck length advantage for the bright red Ford F-350 from Illinois. On the replay, they leave the starting line evenly, but that's the only place where Fuchs was not in total control. He'll advance to round #2 easily on the strength of that kind of performance. Meanwhile, back on the starting line, the crowd favorite lines up. The North Carolina-based 1950 Chevrolet called Gravedigger. That has proven to be one of the most popular machines in the history of the category. He'll be up against Norman Grogan and the Kid Stuff Chevrolet. Neither machine really being flat-footed through this course, but certainly Les Anderson took it handily. They left the starting line together, but as you can see at the finish line, it was more than a full truck length over the bright red Chevrolet in the near lane. Les Anderson cruises back to the pits to prepare for the semifinal round. The crowd, as always, going crazy for the green machine. But now it'll be Mike Beeler in the near lane in the wrecker, taking on the Star Monster of Dan Tesori. The GMC, man, what a battle at the finish line. I was about to say that the GMC looked like it had the advantage, but an incredible come from behind effort by Beeler made this one incredibly close. Unbelievable. The Star Monster a little sideways in the far lane, gets the win by 6 inches. Now our ESPN Monster Cam will take us for a ride with the winner. Man, You could see Beeler in the far lane come around right at the finish line. The flashbulbs reflecting off everything in the interior, and there's the victor. Tesori heads for the pit area with a semifinal round berth. Now, Michael Waters gets a bye run in the first round. He will advance to the semifinals, and he's in tough company with First Blood, Gravedigger, and Star Monster ready as well. The sport of monster truck racing has been thrilling racing fans across North America and abroad for almost 17 full seasons. Today's lightweight behemoths battle in front of crowds of up to 70,000 racing fans on a week-in and week-out basis. The original monster truck was created in 1974 by St. Louis, Missouri's Bob Chandler. Originally designed to create some business for his four-wheel drive center, the incredible Bigfoot became an overnight sensation across the country. But indeed, it was this machine from those original exhibition car crushes that started a sport, literally a multi-million-dollar business that spawned new machines, including the Gravedigger, world champion Fred Schaefer's Barefoot Chevrolet, and dozens more. These are the machines that now battle for supremacy in one of the fastest-growing indoor motorsports in the world. And at this point, it doesn't appear to be slowing down. Coming up, super modified mud racing. Stay with us. We're back at the Capitol Center at Landover, Maryland, as we get ready for the semifinal round of this U.S. Hobbit Association Championship Monster Truck Challenge Series event. But look at the battle we've got. The dominant force in our series this year. Rob Fusion, the First Blood Ford, takes on the #1 qualifier who's come back from that thrash, the Black Stallion Ford of Michael Waters. Incredibly close race, and nobody will be able to call that one without an instant replay. We'll look at the whole race in slow motion. You see a big hole shot by Waters of the Black Stallion, almost a full truck length, but it nosedives, and here comes First Blood. Indeed, it looks like Rob Fuchs may have gotten there first, but believe it or not, we're getting the word from the U.S. Hobbit Association officials that their video replay camera says that it was a dead heat. Look at the race one more time, and it's anybody's call. It depends on how you look at it. But the U.S. Hobbit Association officials have declared it a dead heat. Both trucks are now back up on the line. Rob Fuchs realigning the First Blood Ford. Michael Waters has had a nightmare of an evening so far. Staged and ready for the rerun of a dead heat. Unbelievable! Another finish too close to call. The rerun of a dead heat is another side-by-side dash. You can see a blown right front tire for Waters. Possibly more damage as the truck was completely sideways. Rob Fuchs heading back to the pits. We'll look at the replay. Freezing it at the finish line. Again, it's anybody's call. Look at this angle of Michael Waters actually driving into the retaining rail. But the official word comes up. First Blood is the winner. Unbelievable. That will bring up the other half of the semifinals. The Star Monster takes on the Gravedigger. The winner will meet the most dominant racer in the U.S. Hobbit Association Trail this year, First Blood. Staged and waiting for the green light. The whole shot goes to the Star Monster. Another race that is literally side by side at the finish line. Absolutely incredible racing here at the Capitol Center. Tassone saying, who won it? And the answer is him as he gives thumbs up. The Star Monster wins it on the replay. You can see the machine leaves the starting line perfectly. The margin of victory was the margin of the whole shot off the starting line. Probably the most incredible semifinal round we have ever seen. Will give us a Ford and Chevy final. The Star Monster Chevy takes on the First Blood Ford. It can't get much wilder than it's already been. In the meantime, we'll move to Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida, where almost 50,000 race fans have gathered to watch the sport's elite super-modified mud racers in competition. The Gambler and Garland Wells, a supercharged Chevy S10 Blazer, is on the line of the 80-foot-long course in which there is only 80 feet to stop as well. No problem slowing down after the 80-foot ride for Wells. The longtime Chevrolet campaigner records an elapsed time of 2.06 seconds as steam comes off the hot exhaust headers. He's happy with that run. How about the incredible 1927 Ford T Roadster? The Psycho of Keith Rowland. Fuel injection, big block Chevrolet power, and nitrous oxide injection on methanol. Staged and waiting, eyeing the 80-foot long course. He knows he only has 80 feet to stop. A tremendous run on the brakes. He stops within inches of the yellow disqualification banner, and at 2.16 seconds will qualify second. But on the starting line, the three-time and defending world champion Tom Martin from Portage, Indiana in the Super Trooper, nitrous oxide injected 32 Chevy. Stand, and then he goes out of bounds by a matter of less than a foot. Unbelievable. A 1.84 second elapsed time will be disqualified. What a tough break for the guy who was the first ever under 2 seconds flat here at this track in 1988. The next machine already on the starting line from the state of Kentucky. It's T. Ray in the supercharged TNT Jeep funny car. Incredible ride, airborne at half-track, and Ray stops it in time by ricocheting off the berm. 1.99 seconds will put the Kentuckian #1 qualifier. Remember, only the 4 quickest drivers return after qualifying for this field and shoot for the championship. From Detroit, Michigan, in his first ever appearance here at the Super Bowl of Motorsports, Tony Ferrotti, the Let's Boogie supercharged Chevy-powered 1927 Ford Roadster, a 2,000 horsepower hitter. Straight run on the brakes hard. Ferrotti runs at 2.15 seconds right into the field in the #4 position. Now Ron Smith, also from Michigan, the incredible, evil handling supercharged Fiat called Gold Fever. This one is a rough ride. You want to talk rough ride sideways through the shutdown area, but he'll stop in time. At 1.96 seconds, Smith takes over the pole. Now it's Jeff ACKER in the Insanity, the world record holder. On the brakes, he'll stop in time. ACKER trying to make the field. He holds the world record at 1.74 seconds. The elapsed time for the incredible Milwaukee machine, 1:89. He'll make the program. So the top 4 drivers who advance to the Camel Shootout. Jeff ACKER at the Insanity at 189. Ron Smith on a great run of the Gold Fever at 196. T. Ray at 199 in his Jeep. And Let's Boogie at 215. Coming up, the 4 quickest men battle it out at the Super Bowl and more. 50,000 race fans here at Tampa Stadium now await the Camel Super Modified Mud Racing Shootout. For the 3rd time this year, the world record holder Jeff ACKER leads the 4-car field, and the first man up is Kentucky's T. Ray, the TNT supercharged Jeep funny car. And boy, T. Ray is on ice. No traction to be found anywhere. He obviously has broken a part of the drivetrain as well. As Tony Ferrotti waits for the track to be cleared, he knows that he has a better chance. And Ferrotti breaks something in the drivetrain. And again, no traction to speak of off the starting line. It's nowhere near as sticky as it was when this man ran 189 in the qualifying round. Jeff ACKER's Insanity, the world record holder. On the brakes, he'll stop it in time. The elapsed time, 2.02 seconds, will take the lead. And now it's up to this man, Ron Smith out of Michigan. The supercharged Chevy-powered 1948 Fiat called Gold Fever moves to the line. He must run quicker than 2:02 to win the Super Bowl. Tremendously rough ride. He stops it in time. The elapsed time, 1.91 seconds. He wins the Super Bowl. Incredible. 2 weeks ago, before the Tallahassee event, you were literally almost out of bucks.
I was out of bucks. I was sending home every other day for money to stay out here.
It's incredible. You know, every time that things seem to be going good for you, things go wrong. And then when the pressure's really on and you're broke and you don't even know if you can make it to the next event, things go great.
I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. I'm staying out here, but we're having fun tonight.
Tremendous job, guy. Great run.
Thank you. I love it, Brett.
His first major victory of the 1991 season. Ron Smith upsets the world record holder, Jeff ACKER, and now it may be a three-way war between ACKER, Smith, and Tom Martin for the world championship. You know, monster truck racing is a serious business. Sprinting 5-ton, 11-foot-tall trucks over wreckage can cause problems for the drivers. To ensure optimum safety in the sport, special precautions have become necessary.
Hi, I'm PIORKOWSKI, driver of the INVADER. I'd like to show you some safety features on a monster truck. We have drive shaft loops that enclose the drive shaft all the way around in case the drive shaft would break. Also has an 8-point roll cage. We have a fuel cell that we run, which is really mandatory nowadays. Our batteries are completely covered. We also have shields completely surrounding our disc brakes in case the rotor would come apart. We have a complete fire extinguisher system on board. In case there was a fire, we could press a button and it would just emit the halon system to shut everything off. It has explosion shields around the transmission and transfer case, and it has shields around the engine to protect debris from flying out. Without the safety features, I wouldn't get in and drive the truck.
Well, so far here at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, we've seen those safety features work out for the best for Michael Voders and a few other drivers. We've had some of the most incredibly rough racing and close racing imaginable. The final round is on the line. Ford and Chevy, First Blood and Star Monster. And the final round ends up being a blowout. Rob Fuchs and the First Blood Ford, with a tremendous advantage at the finish line, wins yet again in the 1991 U.S. Hobbit Association Camel World Championship Series. On the replay, the whole shot may have been pretty much dead even, but the finish line was anything but. The big red F-350 from Illinois takes another victory. 1991 has certainly turned out to be this young man's year. After an incredible 1989 season in which he was voted U.S. Hobbit Association Rookie of the Year, he came back in 1990 to finish in the top 5. And you have to wonder if this young man doesn't have his sights set squarely on the 1991 World Championship.
Congratulations must go out to Rob Fuchs, driver of First Blood, who is taking win after win in the 1991 season. What are you doing to make it run so great?
All the credit's not mine at all, but a lot of it goes to people that help, Mike, Tim, Motion Dynamics for doing the motor. That's the biggest reason that it's running that good. And, you know, ACKER transmissions, they've got a train that's holding up really well this season. This last one was kind of iffy. I lost a contact in one of the runs with Black Stallion, the first run, and I had to run them again. And since that run, it's really hard to focus going high.
Focusing you needed to do. Star Monster was really running good. Did you think that you might have to put a little extra something into it to beat him?
No, I wasn't too worried about him. I was more worried about getting my Black Stallion. He was running really well this weekend.
Well, good luck in future runs, Rob.
Thank you very much.
Rob Fuchs in the winner's circle again.
And you have to wonder, Chris, how much longer it can continue. And parts breakage is one thing, but driving around with one contact lens is another. Rob Fuchs in First Blood wins again, as Chris Chapman pointed out. And, of course, at Tampa Stadium, we saw a tremendous run by Ron Smith in the Gold Fever supercharged Chevy-powered Fiat to win the 7th annual Super Bowl of Motorsports mud racing title. Here in Tampa, Florida, the Super Bowl of Motorsports, I'm Brett Kepner. Thanks for being with us.
I'm Chris Chapman. Good night and good trucking.
This has been a GRB Entertainment production in association with ESPN.